Welcome back to Irish Footy Vlogs. Welcome back to another Premier Division show where we're going to look back at the games on Friday and give our predictions for the games coming up this Friday too. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, guys, please click that subscribe button and like the video if you like the content. Let's get into this one. Now, first of all, we'll get into Cork City 1, Derry City 2, and I'm going to tie in the fact that Tim Clancy has left the club at Cork City. So if you're a Cork City fan, let me know what you think in the comments. This is what he had to say to the Cork Echo. These are the quotes. So let me know what you think of this in the comments. It'd be brilliant as well. If you don't have those structures and you are short-staffed and are sort of up against it, it's difficult to fulfill the role to the best of your capabilities. I was at the stage where you're trying your best, you're doing the best you can, but I'm living 3 hours away. I've got a wife and kids, and I've started a new business recently, so it was a difficult decision. But I think the club needs a new voice to get the most out of the lads. My assistant Jamie left in March, and for the last couple of months I haven't had an assistant. I had Jamie Hamill, who I trusted with my life, and when he left, I couldn't get anyone in. I wanted the right person, someone who I could trust. In fairness, the club were happy for me to get a new assistant, and I came very close to appointing one, but the offer just wasn't good enough. Which was a frustration, but it is what it is. Sometimes the players need a different voice as well. I do believe that whoever comes in does have a good squad to work with once everyone is fit. And I do believe that the club can survive in the division and will be all right. Interesting stuff there. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're a Cork City fan on that one there. Now on to the game, essentially. And Derry City now have won 5 in 7 and are pretty much, along with Waterford FC, are the form team in the league. This win puts Derry City second in the table, only behind Shamrock Rovers and goal difference. And it was a really, really good win. One they deserved to win, to be fair as well. Liam Boyce getting the lead after 25 minutes. Daniels equalising at 62 with his third goal in 2 games for Cork City. Derry City wouldn't have been happy, and Tyrone Lynch wasn't happy with the throw-in. It seemed to be fair, taken a long way away from it should have been taken. But from Derry's point of view, Holt scored the winner after 82 minutes from a header to give Derry City a fully deserved win. And at this minute in time, Derry City are flying. They've had a difficult start. They've improved structurally. They seem to have gelled better as well. Can they keep this up? Will be the question. I think one player, though, that has made a huge difference in terms of the signings that have come in was one of their latter signings, is the man who got the winner on 82 minutes, and that's Kevin Holt. I think he's made a massive difference. I think he's a good player. He's got good passing range as well, but I think he's improved the back line as a whole and brought real stability and, I was going to say leadership. Mark Connolly's a leader, to be fair, but he's really up the level, I think, there, to be honest, for Derry City in the back line. I think he's been a very, very important signing. And has proven to be one of the best central defenders in the league. Possibly the best. Potentially. We'll see by the end of the season. There's a few others in there too. But yeah, really leading by example, I feel. And a fantastic win, I think, for Derry City. They're flying at the moment. The likes of Adam O'Reilly is in supreme form, to be honest. Liam Boyce scoring a couple of goals now. That's his 3rd goal of the season. And you're seeing glimpses of very good play from the likes of Gavin White, maybe Dom Thomas as well, and players like that. So Derry City really improving at the moment, and they have to be very happy with the position they're in. Particularly if the team starts badly and gets a run like they've got, it shows signs of progress, doesn't it, really? And they've been really progressing. Cork City, for their part, look, they'll be disappointed. Obviously, the Tim Clancy news as well. Still a lot of injuries. Sean Maguire, was he on the bench actually for this one? So let me have a look. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Maguire came on. He came on the last minute, so he's still a bit away from being fit. I wasn't sure if he came on or not. In fact, he came on the last minute. Show kind of tells you that I didn't notice, to be fair. But yeah, still a few injuries for Cork to deal with. Daniels himself picked up an injury as well, so that's a bit disappointing. But be interested to see who their successor is to Tim. Let me know what you think in the comments, you Cork City fan. Who should it be? to be fair. But as for Derry City, you guys have to be very happy, Derry City fans, that is. It's a really good result. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now, on to Tallaght Stadium, where Shamrock Rovers had a very comfortable 3-0 win against Drogheda United, and Shamrock Rovers now leapfrog Drogheda United. Drogheda United were first coming into this game. They're down to third. Shamrock Rovers are now top, and they'll be delighted with the win, particularly when Graham Burke missed the penalty as well in the game in the first half. All their goals came in the second half. Burke giving them the lead on 50 minutes, so he reacted very well to that penalty miss. Grayson, 54, made it 2-0 from a header. And Gaffney, deep into injury time, gave them the 3-0 win after good play from Noonan, to be fair. Gaffney comically really walked the ball into the net. And yeah, really good result for Shamrock Rovers. Another assist for Jack Byrne, who's now the highest assist maker in the league on 6. Aaron Green be delighted following his, he's got his 101st goal now. He scored his 100th goal the other week there as well. So in the win against Sligo Rovers, a very good goal too. And trying to be disappointed, probably their worst performance of the season. And it's something that, interestingly, they went for Elisha at right centre back and Lamb played right wing back. I was wondering, could they figure out a way to get Bowen into the side? And that was the way I was thinking they could potentially go. Did it work? Let me know, Drogheda fans. Can it work going forward? Also let me know as well. But at the same time, out of the back three, Keeley was the only one who's played really regularly in the back three, to be fair. Cooper played in this match as well, started, went off after 60 minutes. But yeah, James Taylor started this game too with Warren Davis, and he needs a couple of weeks to get up to fitness, I feel. He's not there yet. He seems to be, he lacks sharpness at the moment. That's the truth. And they'll be hoping the next few weeks he can gain that sharpness, because potentially him and Davis in particular, I think, could be a very good partnership. Certainly good individual players in terms of their ability and being strikers and stuff like that. So Darren Markey, obviously a loss, missed this game as well, missed the last game too. So he's obviously a big loss to the way Drogheda playing, the way they try and press as well. So they'll be looking to get him back soon. But Shamrock Rovers now, top of the league. They'll be absolutely delighted with being top of the league. It's a very good win for them, and they'll feel Friday and Monday now with games that if they can get even 4 from 6, let's say, that's good momentum and probably will be enough to keep them top, to be honest, by Monday evening. I'm sure they'll be looking for more, but I mean 4 points out of 6 at least. So it's a really good result for Shamrock Rovers. They just have to hit back. They have to hit back. Bad defeat in terms of the scoreline as well on the day. And they just have to hit back in their next game, and they'll be hoping the performance don't drop off, because it's mad how Galway United, for example, were top a couple of weeks ago, now they're 8th. It's amazing stuff. Let me know what you think in the comments. Talca Park, Shelbourne picked up their first win in 5 games with a 2-1 win against St Patrick's Athletic in the Dublin derby. Mason Mealy giving past the lead in 29 minutes. A brilliant move and a brilliant finish. Harry Wood equalising very early in the second half in 48, sweeping home a move. And Kerr McEnroy scoring and sending the home faithful wild into injury time, into the last minute basically, as Shelbourne picked up all 3 points. Pats and Shells are now level in the table, both on 22 points. And both sides will be hoping to improve as the weeks go on, to be fair. In the game itself, Pats, to be fair, were very good in the first half, creating a number of chances. Probably will feel they should have been 2 up, to be honest, at half time based on the performance. And at the moment, their away form, it's not good, Pats. It's pretty poor, actually. They've only won away to Waterford, which was a late one as well, and Cork City. So their away form has been very poor. And I've mentioned elsewhere that if it doesn't improve quickly, in terms of winning the league, they're in trouble in that regard, and they'll be disappointed, particularly with the 2 away games now at Bows and Shells. To be conceding late goals and losing, it's not a habit you want to be getting into. And that late goal from their point of view, first of all, before I talk about Shelbourne's point of view, was a poor goal to give away again. Barry Bagley just doesn't deal with it on the edge of the box at all. Eventually gets crossed into the box. Not the greatest header from Joe Redmond, but it comes out, and Bagley again, unfortunately, doesn't deal with, he's not switched on basically, and McEnroy gets in and does well and finishes to the back of the net to give Shelbourne the lead. From Shelbourne's point of view, big win, particularly when Pats played well in the first half and probably should have been further ahead, certainly deservedly ahead, but in the second half Shelbourne changed a few things and came out and were a better side. Chris Forrester going off injured, again an issue for Pats. That happened when against Bows as well, and things didn't go well there either. But he was actually down when injured when Shelbourne scored as well. Um, no issue with that, by the way. It wasn't a head injury; it was a hamstring injury. So, I think he could be out for a couple of weeks. It was a massive loss for Pats there. And Shelbourne took advantage, in which they're entitled to do, and the referees are entitled to stop the game. Pats have to deal with it better and understand that, though. The ball, Havars was down at the other end of the pitch, not like he was in the box and playing players on side or something like that. But Shelbourne would have been disappointed in the first half because they weren't playing well at all. And, as I said, Pats really failed to take advantage in reality, but they weren't playing well at all. They get into half time and come out in the second half, and they make changes to the team. The likes of Wilson, who's only back to be fair, and Sam Bowen went off, Martin went off. So to make three changes at half time was brave in a sense from Duff. Norris was one of the players that came on. He was outstanding in the second half. Sean Gannon came on. Chapman also came on, and Shell's just. Pats did have chances in the second half. Melia does well, actually hits the post as well after good play. But, there was a nervousness that crept in the later the game went on for Pats. And that's a problem at the moment because it's hard sometimes to get out of that and become psychological. It's definitely big points dropped for Pats, particularly when you look at Bows a few weeks ago. But it's a major win for Shells. And Shells will want to, they'll want to kind of be more consistent, basically. As I said, 1 win and 5. They'll be disappointed with that. The home record not that great this season, to be fair. But it's a big win for Shelbourne. If they'd lost this match, Shelbourne, for example, I know it's early in the season, but you'd be looking at it and going, they'd be on 19 points suddenly. We're talking about how tight it is, but they'd be on 19 points. You know what I mean? Shamrock Rovers been 26, Derry 26, and Pats in 25. For example, it would have been a big kind of like mini moment in the season. So it's massive for them that they could turn this around and ground the result out in the end and got the win, and just, excuse me, dry throat, just kept in touch with those teams ahead of them. And obviously keeping level with Pats. It's a massive result when you consider it that way. For Pats, disaster, not a disaster, but their way form has to improve. I mean, they've got, I think, Cork City at home next. They've expected to win that now, but then if Shamrock Rovers on Monday, that's a must not lose. I believe they're bottom of the Dublin Derby table as well, and usually a team wins the league is in bottom of the Dublin Derby table, so that's something they have to look at as well. They have to improve. But missing Chris Forrester is going to be a huge loss for them. Barrett's still a huge loss for Shelbourne. They're conceding goals, aren't they? And they conceded chances in this game. And, more ruthless Pats would have been 2 up at half time. But big win for Shelbourne. Disappointment for Pats. At the RC, Waterford FC beat Galway United by 1-0. Derry Leahy's goal in 27 minutes was enough to give Waterford their 4th win in a row this season, and the new gaffer was in the dugout for this one. He picking up a win, his first game as well. Also, it's Waterford FC's first win in 10 against Galway United as well, which is incredible when you think about it, and it's amazing. Only a couple of weeks ago, Waterford FC looked like they were in trouble. They were down there with Cork and Sligo Rovers. It was hard to say who was better, but they've been on an amazing run. They haven't drawn yet this season, which is crazy as well. 7 wins, 8 defeats, and they're on 21 points. They're not too far off the teams ahead of them, only 5 points off Shamrock Rovers. But more importantly for this moment in time anyway, 9 points ahead of Cork City, who are 9th. And they bypassed Galway United, who amazingly now are in 8th place in the league. And Galway United after losing 3 games in a row, which is incredible as well. Incredible, really. I mean, I'm sure Blues fans would have laughed if I said to them 3 games ago, let's say, that Waterford FC would be ahead of Galway United in the league, and Galway United fans probably would have thought it was crackers too. From Galway's point of view, yeah, it's disappointing. It's disappointing that mini run they're on. Very disappointing. Made a lot of changes to this game. A lot of players that aren't playing regularly came in for this game, and it just shows you that. I did say earlier on in the season that they haven't had too many players out or injured, and there's probably a bit of a gap between the first 12 or 13 players maybe in the rest. Donnellan came in for this one, for example. Towlett came in for this one as well. He's only a young player. Byrne went back to centre back. Of course, we know he can play there. McCormick came in. So, they're missing a couple of players, key players basically, the likes of Cunningham, etc. And Bobby Burns. I think Burns and Asue are vital to the way they play, etc., etc. So, yeah, they'll be disappointed with that. Clark as well made some good saves in the game as well. And I think 1-0 probably flattered them a little bit. Clark did make a couple of good saves in this particular match as well. Now, Lonergan should have scored as well. Galway didn't have too many chances, not as good chances as Waterford. They did have one, to be fair, which was saved by McMullen. But, Waterford good in this game. I think Conan Noonan was really good in this game. Olayinka has really come into form the last few weeks, actually. I mentioned how McDonald's a big loss. But Olayinka has stepped up to the mark in the last few weeks. Kind of out of nowhere, really, to be fair. And, excuse me, that's been massive for Waterford. It's very hard to tell, isn't it? It's very hard to tell. Is this just a flash in the pan, a few results? Or can they actually continue to move up the table? That's going to be the interesting thing. But really, really good win for them, it has to be said. Absolutely brilliant win for them. And, as I said, Galway's serious bogey team for them as well. A serious bogey team. Galway United fans are now probably worried because they're losing to Waterford. You know what I mean? Not just losing games, they're losing to Waterford. So, yeah, massive win for Waterford. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're a Blues fan or a Galway United fan. So on Saturday, finished Sligo Rovers 0, Bohemians 1. Big disappointing result for Sligo Rovers. Marooned, if you like, at the bottom table, 9 points. 3 points in Cork City. But a way off getting out of a playoff place, aren't they? They're 11 points behind Galway United. And, Bohemians, from their part, Mousse scoring his first goal of the club in 88 minutes. This was an early winner, as far as Bows go, to be fair. They're used to getting late winners, but this was early in the game. But Sligo Rovers, the penalty miss kills them a bit, doesn't it? Eldin hits, it's a definite penalty, it's a foul, but Eldin hits the bar basically, doesn't he? Which would have given them a brilliant start. And I think it would have opened up the game, actually. I expected goals in this game, would have opened up the game. Sligo Rovers, King Cavan, a good chance as well. I watched this game back in full. And the first 20 minutes, Sligo Rovers were the better team. For the next half of the first half, Bowes took over really and had a number of good chances. Dale really being one and just looked the more probing of the sides and more likely to score. Second half, I felt like Bowes were the more team that were in control, to be honest with you. And Sligo laid on. What killed Sligo laid on was the fact that, first of all, John Mahon was missing. I think the big problems in defence. They're playing young Reynolds and McIlroy there. Reynolds is only doing his leaving cert. Good potential, but it's tough when you've got two players, a centre-back, learning the trade, playing together. I always think you need some bit of leadership there. Hutchison left-back, Lintott right-back. But what happened with Sligo Rovers, they made two changes. Reynolds had to come off on 78 minutes and Lintott had to come off just 5 minutes later. So that meant as well that the back line was completely reshuffled. Hutchison had to go to centre-back. With McIlroy. So they're only, from the start of the game, McIlroy was the only player that stayed in the same position, if you like. So Hutchison went to centre back with McIlroy on the left. Hutchison was on the left, that's, by the way. McDonough came on and played left back, and Will Fitzgerald, of all people, Sligo Rovers left winger, went right back. And you just felt that Bowes could take advantage of this, and they eventually did. Just a normal ball off the forward. Hutchison does not deal with it well at all. Probably used to be playing left back, and particularly in the whole game. He lets it go. It's very poor defending. Very poor defending. And Mousse does well. He reads it like he should do and buries it into the back of the net and gives Bowes the win. But as I said, I thought Bowes were the more controlled side overall in the second half. Sligo Rovers might have been able to hang on maybe if they could keep the same structure at the back. It's very possible that McIlroy, if he was on the left, deals with that better than Hutchison and just heads it clear, to be honest, very simply. But I don't know if Bowes have read it and said, look, Hutchison gone to the left centre back, we might be able to loft one over the top here and test it. But it worked anyway from their point of view. And as I say, Mousse finished to the back of net, his first goal for Bowes. Still looks awfully unfit to me, though. I don't understand how he's not getting fit. I really don't. It's bizarre. I mean, he's there long enough now, like, and How are you not fit enough? I'm sorry. How are you not fit enough at this point? Professional footballer has to be fitter. There's no excuse for it. Um, but he'll be delighted with the goal. Both will be delighted with the win. More importantly, it's a win that puts them fourth in the league this minute time. Another side hasn't drawn a game, by the way. Incredible 8 wins, 7 defeats, and as they did control a bit in the second half. I thought I really did. The usual suspects, like Savoy and players like that. And I did feel inevitably there was a goal coming for Bowes. They were way more likely to score. Sligo Rovers huff and puffed a bit in the second half. John Russell tried to change a few things, didn't he? He started with two up front, actually, something he doesn't do very often. But he tried to change a few things, and Bolton went off. Kavanagh played up front for a while with Eldin, and Malin came on, stuff like that. But it just didn't work for Sligo Rovers. After the first 20 minutes, didn't really feel like they were going to score. And I think the window can't come quick enough for Sligo Rovers. They need to get experience in, particularly in that defence. Let me know what you think in the comments if you're a bit of red. As for Bowes, look, they'll be delighted. The belief must be very high in that camp because they keep going to the end of games, getting winners. I'm sure Bowes fans would like to be a bit more comfortable. But at the same time, they're picking up these wins. And if you're picking up late wins, I've said it previous weeks, it's going to give you an awful lot of belief. And a bit like Waterford, massive turn in fortunes for both clubs, and be interested to see what happens on Friday. And now we're getting into the predictions. So predictions, going to do these quite quickly without kind of previewing too much. But Bowes and Shells, Dublin derby. Shells, big win last week. That gives them confidence coming into the game. Maybe Bowes playing with a lot of confidence at the moment, and probably you'll feel like usually when Bowes in the last couple of years play against Shells, not that Bowes didn't get the odd win on that, you kind of veered more towards Shells, but really, really interesting game at Daleyman Park. It's a really interesting game actually. It is hard to call. Shells will have to play better generally than they have the last couple of weeks, and took advantage of a few mishaps from Pats last time out. But Bowes, as I play a lot of confidence, got a couple of late wins. They take another late win here, wouldn't they, against Shells, that's for sure. But I'm going to go for a draw. I can't see much between them, to be honest with you. I'm going to go for Bowes 1, Shells 1. Sullivan and Lamb Park, Drogheda United take on Derry City, and this is a really interesting one because Drogheda United last time out had a poor result and performance against Shamrock Rovers. They're looking to hit back at home in their home ground. Derry City are flying at the moment, flying, but I always find it difficult when they go. Most teams do. Let's be real. Sullivan and Lamb Park. Really, really interesting game. Goals, I think, in this game. Um, Drogheda's two up front could cause problems to Derry's back three, though. Back three is easier to play against one up front. Um, but Derry City are playing so much confidence. Adam Riley in the midfield as well. Don't see Derry City losing. I'm just not sure if they nick the win or get a draw. I think they might nick it. I'm going to go for Drogheda United 1, Derry City 2 at Sullivan and Lamb Park. Galway United and Sligo Rovers, Connacht Derby, big one, massive game for both clubs, to be honest with you. Galway United badly need a win. They're playing at home, physically much stronger than Sligo Rovers. Sligo Rovers, I can't see them handling. I know Galway have struggled in the last few games. I can't see them physically handling Galway United from a defensive point of view for Sligo Rovers. I think Galway United win this one. I'm going to go for Galway United 3, Sligo Rovers 1. At Richmond Park, St Patrick's Day take on Cork City. Obviously, managerless per se. Cork City, Tim Clancy. Good few injuries still. Pats have to win this one. They really do. I'm sure Cork City fans will be thinking the same. If they've any title aspirations, they have to be going to win this game the way Cork are at the moment, to be fair. And I think Pats will do it. I'm going to go for St Patrick's Day 2, Cork City 0, even though Chris Forrester's likely out of the game. RSC, really interesting stuff. Shamrock Rovers just newly top of the league, go to Waterford, who obviously have picked up 4 wins on the bounce. Again, really intriguing game, they all are. Really interesting to see if Waterford can carry their form into this game. It really is. And I always think if you're on a winning streak, when you drop points, you obviously think to yourself, can we get a point? Teams that have been top of the league this season have struggled to back it up in many ways in the next game and stay top outside of Drogheda United, really, so far. Goals, definitely goals in this game. Shamrock Rovers probably haven't been as good as defensively in the last few weeks, although they kept a clean sheet at home to Sligo Rovers and at home to Drogheda United. But overall, on the whole, particularly away from home, gotta go for a draw here. Waterford FC 2, Shamrock Rovers 2. So, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. Please subscribe to the channel. Throw down your predictions, thoughts on Tim Clancy, etc., and the results gone by. Thanks for watching.